सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
Taekook peeked at his hand in the caps, and at the road, the usual silence in the car was the uneasiness. They saw him sit casually with his hand in the lap and driving with the other, and a smile waving on his lips. They had never seen him that delicate before. He could not help but admire the side profile with his dilemma. What are you looking at? My wifey. They flinched away his gaze when he spoke unexpectedly, glaring at him for a moment. Nothing. You're looking at me something. My wife? No. They murmured, biting his lips. He brought his hand to his lips and placed a kiss on it before resting it at his previous position. They felt butterflies in his stomach at his date. How could he do such things so casually? I have come across some very interesting fact today, wifey. Don't you have something to comment on? He asked playfully. When the car stopped at the signal, they glared at the waiting eyes for a second, then averted his gaze outside the window. Jungkook at that tipped his finger on the steering wheel. No, a small reply stretched his lips more. But I want to listen, I murmured. A lot. They crawled, and he continued to pound his hand in the hold, rubbing circles on it. That was his favorite task. They saw ice cream stand near them. He smiled. He loved them. He turned around to look at Jungkook, who was looking, already staring at him. His eyes. Do you want? He asked, and he nodded, instantly making him smile. He could feel the excitement as he felt a hand holding and struggling to get free. Go, take it. He murmured, leaving his hand and unlocked the side of his door. They was relieved that finally loosened up. He was tense the whole night, although he was to know about the crush on him, as told as his friend was wanted him to confess. He didn't want him to turn again into an scary cat he was. Here, he took the wallet from his pocket and forwarded it toward him. Thank you. They murmured, accepting it. Later, you like it? He inquired, grabbing the right hand and played on the rightful position his lap. Huh? They watched as he intertwined his finger, causing a blush to crepe his cheeks. You like ice creams? He repeated softly. Yes. They murmured with a smile. And what else does my wife like? He implored when he felt there was a favorable mood. He noticed the weather was getting chiller. It was probably going to rain. He had sensed the forecast. He left his hand for a second and increased that heat before collapsing it again. Everything. They muttered, eating his ice cream. You like everything? Yes. They smiled, looking outside the window. Am I including in that everything? He asked, squeezing his hand, and they bent his head toward him. His heart fluttered as he glared the way and, smirking, then focused back on the road. Rain, flowers, and they spoke hurriedly, but he cut him off. And Jungkook, they bounced his head in a hurry but stiffed after a word makes sense, causing a beautiful laugh to escape his lips, which made the flutter in embarrassment. He appeared to be marvelous mood. You are teasing me, right? They muttered, lowering his gaze, and he finally looked at him. When have you given me a chance to do that, wifey? He kissed their head again and away his head to repress the smile forming on their lips. Maybe he should rethink what he was doing to the confession. Coffee? He asked after a few minutes, and they felt the car stop in front of the cafe. They looked at him, who was pursuing their response. Tea. They murmured, and he smiled. He declared, unlocking the side of the door, and walked toward the side. He opened it and forwarded the hand toward him. "Give me your hand," he announced, and they looked toward his feet. He followed their gaze and found he removed his shoes. They were dead instantly and was about to, as if to fix the strap and hold his hand. "I'll do it," he uttered, making their stomach knot, and they, his guess, he adjusted the strap of their shoes and moved back. "Let's go." He held his hand and his too, helping the hop of the car. Declared, as he brushed his hands to his fingers. "He was always been so to thee," declaimed, looking at him with affection. "Why did you order food?" they inquired, as the waiter walked away. He had not only asked for 2 cups and sandwiches too. "Because my wife didn't eat anything," he answered, gazing into their eyes. I did," he muttered, glaring it around the cafe to evade his hideous gaze. There was barely any people. They spot that was because it was almost midnight. They were seated near the window. They peeked out of the road. "Really, I didn't see," he spoke, clapping his hand on the table, and they looked away. "What are you doing? Someone will see," they whispered. "Let them." He traced the line on their palm as his eyes shuddered to refer the dark locks that fell on his forehead and dried down to his raw eyes that held something mine in them. "Did I tell you that you are looking enchanting today, my life?" He spoke, his eyes over their gorgeous features, the small, cutting their cheeks. They examined how his eyes glittered at the comment, then on the cheeks, dark-eyed. He bit on the bottom lips as usual. He wished he could kiss there right now, this second. Why did he find it so freaking precious? He felt his heart was swell with the statements. Before they could say anything, it seems the waiter arrived. He felt Tim struggle to pull away from his hand, but he didn't let him do that. They looked at him with his eyes as the waiter left, and he smiled. "At least leave my hand," they murmured, looking into his analyzing eyes, which held favor. Jungkook, they played it when he kept staring at his beautiful detail. With, they applied a straight form to pull back his hand when it accidentally hit the cup, letting it fall off the coffee table. They vamped, looking at his legs, where some hot sprinkles. Them, Theung. Jungkook stand up from his seat. In a sweep, he was before him. The eyes wandered over him in worry. He groaned when he saw Theung waving his left hand. He had burned now. "Stand up, we need to run the water on this," he spoke, holding the other hand as he tried to make him stand up. Just as they moved, a hair left his lips. Eyes to the leg. "Damn it, did you burn them too? Shit, come here," he grumbled, pressing together his lips, and then closer. They looked up at his anxious face, then to his hand in his hold. "No, it's okay, Jungkook." He tried to speak, but a gasp left his lips, and Jungkook drew his figure in his arm, bridal style, with one gesture. "Where's the washroom?" he shouted, looking at the waiter, who guided toward the end of the hall. "Jungkook, I can walk," they mumbled at his cheeks and around his neck as he long strides. They glared at his grumpy features, which he paused, opened the door in a hurry, and they felt his place on something hard. There was yet, with he forward his hand under the tap, and they hissed. They noticed that he had sat on the restroom slab. "But did you have to pull your hand?" Tae, and Jungkook explained, holding his hand under the cold water. His heart was thumping, seeing him worried, and his expression on his face was his lips were firm on his forehead. He opened his mouth to speak, but he cut him off. You are. Why did you not look? Who did this? Jungkook, did you hurt your leg? I should have paid attention. It's your habit to cut or burn your hand always. He cut him off once again, and they saw him remove his shoes. They bite his lower lip. To that situation, they wanted to say that the tea was not that hot, but it was not letting him speak. Why don't you take care? Jungkook, what are you doing? I'm fine. They muttered, pulling away his hand, and he felt that making Tae a shriek.